And coming up on this episode of Blake's Breakfast Club, we're talking about tournaments and tournaments and more tournaments. After all, that's what we have going on this time of year. Plus, what's going on with the Cardinals and the A's, not to mention a very strange story about one of your favorite superheroes. Blake's Breakfast Club starts right now. And good morning, everybody, and welcome into Blake's Breakfast Club. This is the 5th episode of this entire deal, and we're starting to get deep into things, and we're starting to become really, really good friends. So much, in fact, that I don't even feel like I need to do my hair and put on my makeup. I just put on my straw hat for you. It's getting so to the point that I don't even feel like dressing up for you guys anymore. I did put on my station shirt, but you know what? It's hot outside, and I do recommend to you that if you don't have one, get a hat like this, because it really saves you from having to put the sunscreen all over the back of your neck. Because see, I put on spray-on sunscreen the other day when I was at the pool, and when I lean back for like a long period of time, like I'm gonna chill out like that, because every time I lean back like this, I get bigger and smaller. It's just one of those weird things that I have. Anyway, okay, done with that. Okay, but anyway, it's still sticky on my back because apparently I applied too much. I hate the sunburn. Moving along, get you a hat like this if you don't have one. If you don't, I'll slap those legs. Okay, all right. We'll talk more about that here in a minute. Okay, let's recap what's going on. I think we've gotten enough into the Breakfast Club that you know what goes on. We recap, then we preview what's going on the weekend. That's the whole point of this whole thing. Recapping, the biggest news that really happened this week was that ASU football announced they will be playing a home with the University of Miami, the U of Miami. In football, home and home. Now get this, the first one will actually take place next year. Do you know when the second one will take place? You would assume it would be the year after. It's actually in 2017. But nonetheless, it appears that Miami at some point will be playing at Liberty Bank Stadium, if that's what it's going to be called anymore after the whole Liberty Bank sold thing. And then on Saturday, which now we're previewing, coming up on Saturday, the USSSA will be having their state tournament at Joe Mack Campbell. And then also going on at Joe Mack, Cal Ripken will be having one of their state tournaments there as well. So if you like Cal Ripken, U-Trip, lots of kids play Cal Ripken, lots of kids play U-Trip. That's going on at Joe Mack. It always sounds like one of those jokes, like one of those, who you talk to, Joe. Joe who? Joe Mama. But except it's like, hey Blake, what you eating, Joe? What you eating? Joe Mac and cheese. Okay. All right. Moving along. Going on at the Southside Softball Complex in Jonesboro, the ASA 10 and under state tournament will be going on at the Southside Softball Complex. And we can't forget about the 7-Up Classic. That's one of my favorite things to cover because I once played in it back during my playing days. Okay. That's going on at 5 o'clock and at 7 o'clock on Saturday. The winners will be playing. That's the winners bracket. Now, the losers bracket starts at noon. Still some good games with some good teams there. Jonesboro Fat City lost yesterday, and we know they're certainly a good team. They lost to Dunklin County, who will be in the winners bracket. They're both very good teams. That was one of the best matchups on Friday, was between Dunklin County and Fat City. But the winners bracket games start at 5 o'clock at the 7 Up Classic. That is at the Big O, the Orland Crail Field in Paragould. And the Cardinals and the A's play each other at 3. Let's see if the Cardinals can lose again. On Sunday, the 7-Up Classic will finish up with the championship game and the consolation game. And, of course, those tourneys at Joe Mac and Cheese Park and Southside Softball Complex. Also going on, we will be previewing Chris and I's favorite time of year because we get a week's worth of content that somebody else did the work for. It is the Hootens Football. Where's that? The Hootens Football Magazine. Now, if you don't have a copy of this, I typically don't promote things, but Chad Hooten really puts together a good product. He goes through, he talks to all these teams. He really covers the statewide. He's the only guy, and I don't feel bad saying this, that really covers the entire state of football. If you like the Hogs, you got your own cover. If you like A-State, you got that cover. So you got to cover whether you like the Hogs, the Razorbacks. He knows how to do it. Like if Chris and I could do like a Razorback sportscast and then a Hog sportscast, and like only the Hog fans would watch the Hog fan sportscast, and only the Razorback fan or the Red Wolves fans would watch the Red Wolves fan sportscast, we wouldn't have any problems. None at all. Woo! Okay, but anyway, get a copy of Hootens. I'll be previewing some of that this week. Chad Hooten, a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of effort, and the guy really has a solid product. My $50 will be due next week, Chad. Okay. Also, something neat I want to show you. When I was at Bland Park today covering the 7-Up Classic, Mason Coy, who did some of the announcing at the Ram channel in Paragould, he has a new friend that hangs out with him. Take a look at this picture. Mason apparently has a new friend. This is Paragould 7-Up Spidey. That's their mascot, apparently. I guess anything that's red and blue will fly as your mascot. But anyway, he was hanging out up at the press box with them today. So they will do anything in Paragould. You know, people in Paragould, they don't know what they're talking about. They're crazy. You know anybody from Paragould? Anybody? Me neither. And time to get your comments. Okay, that's Spider-Man. Time to get your comments. We're talking about your comments. I asked for your comments. The information on how to send your comments will be popping up later. But I promise you I'll read every comment that you send in. First of all, this one is from Cameron Snow on Twitter. When I asked for the comments, he said, as long as in the fine print it says nothing about leg slapping, I'm in. Well, if you're watching the show, there's always the threat of having your legs slapped. And it could be your real legs or your hypothetical legs. It just depends. Anyway, that's from Cameron Snow. Thank you very much, Cameron. But you need to learn the facts, bud. This one, hey, another appearance from you-know-who. She has struck again. We still don't know her name. Okay, but you-know-who said, Blake, do the live trucks for K8 have bathrooms inside of them? And the correct answer is yes, they do. For number one, it's called the tire. For number two, it's called a bucket. Thank you very much for that, you-know-who. Start putting your name on the comments. Here we go. This one, just want to let you know your Breakfast Club videos are awesome. I look forward to the weekends because I know you're going to post another one. So keep up the good work. I have a question. What is your favorite thing to do when you're not being the awesome sports guy you are? Sit in front of a mirror and think about the awesome sports guy I am. That's my favorite thing to do. Okay, and this one's from Austin. It says, it's 61 days from kickoff of the college football season. I'd like to make it known that the over-under odds were released for the football season, and Ole Miss is at 8.5. Are you taking the over or under, Blake? He posted one last week that said it was 67 days, which is, thank you a lot, Austin. He's an Ole Miss fan. He likes to pick on Brian McCormick, which makes him my pal. And so just to let you know, the reason why I am picking the over here is because I just like to pick at Brian McCormick. So nobody be like the Ole Miss fan, I'm a hotty-totty. You know what? If you think it, go ahead. Okay, but I'm picking the over, Austin. Again, $50 is due whenever you can get it to me. Okay, the next thing I want to talk to you about is something that I saw. The show's going to get a little longer this week because I had a lot of cool stuff to show you. This is a story that I found today while I was through Facebook. You are some sick folk up on Facebook, okay? But this is something that I found today. This is a story about a woman in California. Apparently, she did not like the fact that her husband was filing for a divorce, and so she got a little drastic. And when I say drastic, folks, I mean it. And all she did was, and this is it, I don't know, she got a life sentence for this, but the only reason why she got a life sentence, her husband's doodle, penis, her husband's penis, she cut it off. And in case that wasn't enough, this woman threw it in the garbage disposal and then proceeded to flip the garbage disposal on. Anyway, her name is Catherine Q. She's 50 years old of Garden Grove, California. That's her right there. If you see this woman, don't marry her. Okay, if you value what you have in the bank, don't. But anyway, she then called 911 because she was concerned about bleeding. I don't know what she thought was going to happen. Anyway, but make a long story short, she got a life sentence for that. And she should. Because that's about the only thing short. You know what? I think if you were going to give me the option, kill me, or that'd be my answer. So anyway, folks, that is about all we have time for today. We've talked about everything from Hooten's Magazine to Spider-Man to a woman with a machete and a garbage disposal. This has been a very productive Blake's Breakfast Club here. If you would like to submit your comment for next week, I'll tell you what we're going to do for next week because the 4th of July is coming up. Instead of just your normal comments, send me a picture of what your family normally does, a comment of what your family normally does, or a picture of your family doing it, maybe shooting off some fireworks, maybe a good firework video. Don't hurt each other. Okay, but maybe something your family does. Let's do July the 4th comments. Independence Day comments about what your family's going to do. I'll post a reminder later on in the week, and we will talk about them. Sound good? Sounds good. Okay, folks, again, this is how you can contact me. It's up there on the screen. Thank you, as always, for watching Blake's Breakfast Club. Check out the blog if you're so inclined. If not, don't check out the blog. I don't care. I just spent hours of my life up here late at night telling you random tidbits of information and talking about that woman right there. But anyway, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for your time and attention. This has been Blake's Breakfast Club. I'm going to leave you with my thought of the day. Why is it that every time you pull into a gas station, the pump that you choose always has a bag over it? Thank you very much, and keep it between the mayonnaise and the mustard, my friends.